What is up, guys? Today we have the Poolmate Hydro 3 here, and this is another value cordless robotic pool cleaner. Now, how does this compare to something that's been around for a little while now, a great value cordless robotic pool cleaner? Well, let's go ahead and talk about it. So before we get into this review, I want to mention that I am sponsored for this video here. I did another video on one of their other cleaners and Poolmate loved it. So they reached out to me and wondered if I'd do a review video comparing another cleaner. And I said, sure, as long as I can give my honest review. So this is sponsored, but I will still give my honest review, things I like and things I don't like. Keep in mind, this is how this cleaner works in my pool back here. In your pool, it might work a little differently, a little better, a little worse maybe. But overall, keep an open mind. I hope this review helps. So let's talk about Poolmate here. Who is Poolmate? Well, Poolmate is new to the pool industry, but they are not a new company. Poolmate is a part of Chasing, an 8-year-old deep sea robotics company, and they're bringing deep sea technology to pool robots, which is reflected in the product's features. So this Poolmate Hydro 3 here is another value cleaner for the year here. All of a sudden this year we get a ton of cordless robotic pool cleaners that are just a really great value. So how do you choose? Well, Poolmate here is a new company. How does it do in comparison to bigger name brands? Well, this one right here, this is the Wybot C1 here. It's been around all year long. I've been able to test it for a very long time now, and it works amazing. For the price, the Wybot C1 is amazing as a value cordless cleaner. Now, how does this Poolmate Hydro 3 here, how does this compare to the Wybot C1? And in all honesty, they work really well. They work similarly, but a little different. It just depends on the features that you need. So let's go ahead and talk about both these here. What makes the Hydro 3 here such a good choice in comparison to this bigger name brand, the Wybot C1 over here? Now, first off, these are rechargeable batteries. So as you can see, there is no cord here. These are cordless robotic pool cleaners. So built inside of these machines are rechargeable batteries. The C1 over here has a 4600 milliamp battery, takes about 3 hours to charge, and you'll get a runtime of 150 minutes, 2.5 hours. So it's made to last a while. On the other hand, the Hydro 3 here is made to last even longer. Yes, it has a battery built in of about 11,000 milliamps. Yes, quite big in terms of size for a cordless robotic pool cleaner. It does take about 4 hours to fully charge, but you will get a runtime of, get this, 200 minutes. Yes, 3 hours and 20 minutes long. You can run this for a continuous runtime of 3 hours and 20 minutes. A very long time for a cordless robotic pool cleaner. More than enough time to clean your entire pool. Now, both of these are designed for pools up to about 1,600 square feet, 40 feet in terms of size, and they work really well. In terms of how long they last though, the Hydro 3 here has a little advantage. It lasts longer. It's better suited for more kind of complex styles that need to get around more because it can clean longer. So it does do better in that sense. Now, in terms of physical looks here, they have a similar small frame to it. The Wybot C1 is smaller in terms of size, but the Hydro 3 here isn't gigantic or anything like that. It just has a different design to it, sort of a modern white look with this orange color to it. It's got an easy grip handle right over here. There's a switch right here to turn it on and off. Really simple right there. On the back of this right here, this is its charging port right here. You just pull it out and you plug it in to charge. A charging adapter is included there as well. You want to actually make sure you plug this in and push it all the way in every time you're putting this in the pool. Flip this upside down here to show you. Right over here, you've got 2 sets of scrubbing brushes on the top and back. Little mini brushes right down here to knock away debris, and you have that inlet, 2 inlets actually, to pull debris up. I'll flip this around right over here. Now, in terms of weight here, these are both very lightweight machines, and the lighter a cleaner is, the happier I am. The easier it is on the physical body. The C1 over here comes in at about 17.6 pounds, and that's lightweight. Anything at about the 20-pound mark is a lightweight cleaner. But the Hydro 3 here is even lighter. Yes, this right here comes in at about 16 pounds, so it's much lighter. You think it's not much of a difference, 1.6 pounds, but it is. When I'm holding both these together, the Hydro 3 right here feels much lighter. And this means that it's easier to take in and out of the pool. Remember that When these machines are filled up with water, it does weigh more. So it does take a little bit more work to pull it out of the pool there. Now, in terms of performance here, both of these machines do really well in the pool. Both will clean floors in the pool, both will climb walls in the pool, and both will scrub the waterline in the pool. And that's pretty awesome because waterline scrubbing is a feature usually found in the past on premium high-end cleaners. Nowadays, on these value cleaners, it's a little different. They come standard at a really great price. So the Wybot C1 will climb all the way up the wall to the waterline and scrub it. Actively scrub the waterline. Great. But the actual Hydro 3 here will do one step further. It'll climb up and scrub the waterline, but it'll also move along the waterline, lateral waterline cleaning. So you get more coverage, more waterline scrubbing with the Hydro 3. So it's better in a sense that it cleans the waterline more and faster than the C1 does. So that's great. Now, let's talk about the debris system here. Both of them use an easy access top-loading debris basket. The Wybot C1, lift this up here, you can see it uses a debris basket like this right here. The Hydro 3 over here also does that, but it uses this basket over here, a really big basket here. So in terms of size, the Hydro 3 wins about 4.1 liters in terms of size. The bigger a debris basket, the less often you'll have to empty it out. Now, in terms of the type of basket here, both of these are fine filter baskets. They work for a lot of debris, small, medium, and large size debris. It'll pick up leaves, twigs, branches, even some rocks and sand. It'll pick that all up. But if you get a lot of really small debris, a lot of sand, a lot of dust, a lot of dead green algae in the pool, if you have cloudy and milky water in the pool, you want a more deeper clean, you have to get an ultrafine filter, and unfortunately, both of these are not ultrafine filters. However, I do want to mention that on the Hydro 3 right over here, it uses a dual compartment system. Let me flip this upside down right here. You see that? There's two inlets right here. Let me open this lid piece right here and show you. There's actually two compartments here. And the filter on this side is slightly more fine, so it'll filter out more smaller debris. Now, I'm not going to say that this is an ultrafine filter basket. It's not. But it is slightly better than a normal fine filter basket. So in terms of filtering objects out, the Hydro 3 is better in that sense. Now, both of these cleaners work really well as simple plug-and-play cleaners. So what do I mean by that? I mean, they work just by pushing a button, turning it on, putting it in the pool, let it clean, and then taking it back out, charging it, and getting it ready for next time. Very simple, easy to use. The more simpler one out of the two is the Hydro 3 here, because all you do is push the button to flip it on, and it does one cleaning mode, the floors and walls of the pool, including the waterline. That's it. There's no other mode to it at all. That's all you have to do. Take it back out, charge it, do the same thing for next time. If you want a little bit more extra features, the C1 over here has an online app. The Hydro 3 does not have an online app. Now, do you need an online app? No, not necessarily, but on the C1 here, you will get some extra features, including access to cleaning modes, extra cleaning modes. But in particular, what shines is that you have a weekly timer function on the C1. Again, the Hydro 3 doesn't have an app, and there is no weekly timer. You have to use it as a plug and play. So the Wybot C1 does have an advantage in that sense. It has a weekly timer. But remember, it's Wi-Fi based, so you need a good connection to your Wi-Fi. So keep that in mind. It depends on the features that you need. Do you need that weekly timer? If not, the Hydro 3 will work perfectly fine. So I talked a lot about these cleaners here. Let's put the Hydro 3 into the pool, test it out, and show you how well it works. All right, guys, let's go ahead and put the Hydro 3 into the pool. I'll flip the switch to the on switch right there. And now we're ready to set it inside here. So let's go ahead and place it inside. It'll sink down to the bottom there and do its thing. Now, one thing I do want to point out is that when I dropped it into the pool, did you see that it was on its back? But look at that. It flipped right back over. It's turned on now, and now it's beginning to clean the pool. So don't think it looks weird when it's upside down in the pool. It just needs some time to get back forward. Now, if you take a look right there, the Hydro 3 has those tracks on it. So take a look at it climb up my tanning ledge right here. My tanning ledge is about 4.5 feet tall, and look at that. It climbs up onto the tanning ledge right there. It backs up a little bit right over here and goes back down. So that's awesome. It reaches my tanning ledge. Now, here's another look at the Hydro 3 over here. Now, I have 5-foot tall walls over here. I have a light right there. You see that? Goes over my light right there, and it's coming up to the wall right here. 5-foot tall walls right over here. Up to the water line right there. So that's awesome. And it is moving to the left over here. You can see the stream right over here, and it's pushing it along the wall. Remember, it has that lateral water line scrubbing, so you get more coverage over here. Awesome. You see that? And it'll bounce back forward. It's not going to flip over. I'm going to assume there is a gyroscope inside. I'm not sure, but that helps it to not flip over onto its back there. But you can see that little motion right there. You see that? That's how it moves along the pool. It'll climb up the walls, and then it'll do this kind of back and forth motion as it kind of turns around. It looks like it's moving in tiny little splotches here, but it'll move around eventually, climb up the wall here. And right here, that's my tanning ledge again, and that's my very steep tanning ledge. I don't expect it to climb all the way up my tanning ledge right over here, but I know it's going to try. You see that? It's trying now. This step right here is very shallow, only about 6 inches right there, and it's going to try to climb on the edge, kind of hit that. You see that? I don't expect it to go over, but the fact that it climbed all the way up there, great. No cleaner climbs above this. It just doesn't have enough surface area to climb on top of. But the fact that it's able to climb up that tall is a good sign. All right, now this is very steep. It basically goes straight up. Now let's watch it climb all the way up my tanning ledge here. There it goes right there, 4.5 feet. And gets on top of my tanning ledge right over here, almost, and it sort of falls back down. So it almost makes it all the way to the top of my tanning ledge. So it doesn't make it completely over my tanning ledge and clean the top surface of the tanning ledge, but it makes it kind of over and backs back down. Again, it doesn't flip over. It has that gyroscope inside, but it tries. Now, if you take a look at the Hydro 3 right here, you can see that there is no traction on the tracks right there on the surface. This is why it's kind of looks like it's stuck right there. So if it hits a corner of your pool where it has no traction on either side of the wheels, it's going to look like it's stuck right there. But eventually it should back down onto the floor. It just looks kind of weird right now at this angle. There you go, going back down there. So it doesn't get stuck on there forever. That's just a very weird angle right there. So I do want to point out that when it's on the floor and it's sort of backing out, it'll do these kind of pull forward and backward motions like this. It goes forward and then backwards and then turns and goes forwards and then backwards. Like it's kind of turning, making a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 point turn. And I actually like this because if you picture a lot of debris in one area, it gets more of that debris at one section at a time before it starts moving forward. So that's actually really nice. I've never seen the motion like that until this cleaner here. So it gets more kind of coverage in a floor area as it moves around. Alright guys, so take a look right there. You can see that. That's my main drain right over there. And the Hydro 3 is moving along it. It's actually in its motion moving around the main drain, and it's able to kind of get over it. Doesn't get stuck on it. It's still moving in its normal motion over here. And it's going to try to climb up my tanning ledge here as well. It's able to get kind of on top of it, but it doesn't go completely on the tanning ledge. So if you do have a tanning ledge like I do over here, this big section right here, or that smaller section there, you will have to do a little bit of manual brushing because it doesn't climb this flat surface area over here. Alright guys, so here's another look of the Hydro 3 climbing all the way up my water line over here, 5 foot tall over here. And I'll leave my finger right here. And take note of how it moves along the water line right here. You can see right here, that stream over here pushing the cleaner to the left over here. And see how far this goes. Really great active waterline scrubbing for the cost of this cleaner. The fact that it cleans the waterline like this, it pretty much moved over here. So you get a good amount of coverage here as opposed to if it was just in one section. So that's great. There are some steps right there. So let's see how it acts on these steps right here. It's not hitting it straight on, but you can see it climbs up the step. Doesn't quite make it, or does it? It does make it over the step, but I have a feeling it's not going to go up completely. It's actually going to climb up the wall on this side instead of climbing up the steps. So that's nice. It's able to climb up walls at least. So you guys can see that the Poolmate Hydro 3 here works really well in the pool. It'll clean the floors of the pool, it'll climb walls in the pool, and it will scrub the waterline in the pool, especially since it does have that lateral waterline scrubbing. Awesome. If you're in the market for a cordless robotic pool cleaner at a great value, a great price, does really well compared to other big name brands with a big debris basket, very simple, easy to use, then the Poolmate Hydro 3 here is a very good choice. Definitely a cleaner right here, I recommend.
We hope this review helps.